Okay, so this is going to be a no reset run to try and work on commentary for Midwest Speedfest. Alright, so MWSF. Alright, so this game, Zelda 2, The Adventure of Link, it's a direct sequel to the first one. Same Link, different Zelda. So the first thing that we want to do is we're going to go to a magic cave, and there's a very specific frame that we want to defeat all the enemies in a certain way, so that our drop, which occurs on the sixth enemy of each drop type, which I'll get into, the sixth enemy is going to be a drop of some kind. So what I'm looking for is a 50-point P bag at roughly 29 seconds. So let's we got to play basically to the frame, which isn't hard to do except when you get into the cave, because you can buffer all of your inputs here. There's exactly 6 enemies in here. They're all small enemies. I want to get a 50-point P bag. Let's see if we can do it. Okay. We did not get it. So we got a blue jar, and there's a 7 out of 8 chance of getting a blue jar, which is a magic refill of 1 bar of magic. The 50-point P bag is what we want in order to get enough experience in the first part of the game to level up as fast as we can. So now what I'm going to do, the traditional route is to go into the town there and get the shield spell. This is a new route that we've been using now, a few people use, that skips Shield Town in order to do something, in order to set up a overworld encounter manipulation later on. And in order to make up for the time, there's a trick called the double bubble skip, which I'm not going to do. I'm just going to do so in this tile there's a forced encounter. Like this. This is a hard container. So I'm just going to go into the bubble screen, but the bubble screens are roughly 12 or 12 and a half seconds to get through this one. And you want to try and skip them. If you take an overworld encounter on the same tile that one of these fixed encounters are, you take the overworld encounter and you don't have to play through that. The overworld encounters are only, if you take a full encounter, it's 6 seconds or so, and a road encounter or a ferry is roughly 3 seconds, so that's better than 12. So we're getting into Palace 1 here. So we're playing the 100% all keys 1cc. We're going to hope to 1cc. In a tournament or a marathon like this, 1cc is not required, but we're going to try to do it. 1cc means 1 credit clear. So you need to be able to beat the game without game overing. So that means no intentional game overs or accidental game overs, right? And all the keys in the game. There are ways of playing through the game casually, and there's extra keys. In this category, you have to pick them all up. This is Palace 1. We're just going to try to get in here without taking any damage or very little. We don't have any backups. There's no shields, no life spell. I'm jumping over a couple of these guys, so these skeletons are large encounters. So there are 2 groups of enemies in the game. There's small encounters and large encounters. Or I'm sorry, enemies. They're enemy groups. Or there's a few other ones that basically they don't count or something like that. Those tin suits right there, they don't actually drop anything, so they're not in any group. But the bots, anything that has experience with it, counts as a drop group. This is a large enemy. And so inside of each group, so the small encounter group or the large encounter group. beam didn't come out. The sixth enemy will drop something. Small encounters, or small enemies, drop a 7/8 chance of dropping a blue jar, and a 1 out of 8 chance of dropping a 50-point P bag. I stabbed the wall there so I could get over that blue bot. And I'm skipping these guys, so those skeletons are worth 30 points. If you were to just kill everything as you get through, you would end up taking your sixth enemy on a 50-point enemy, which is just one of the guys coming up here. Skipping those guys will offset my drop so that it'll come later, and I'll get it on a 30-point enemy instead of a 50. So it's basically getting 20 extra XP. Alright. Getting the candle here, this is going to light up dark rooms. Like the cave that we were in. So the large enemies drop a 50% chance of a red jar, and a red jar which fills up your magic the entire way, and a 50% chance of getting a 200-point P bag. The 200-point P bags are really what help you level up fast in the game. You can just get through it and still level up generally at a consistent rate or the optimal way. You just have to kill more things. Alright, here's the drop, and it's a P bag. So we got the first P bag, that's good. There's going to be 2 large encounter opportunities here for P bags, and so the reason that you want to get the 50-point P bag in the first cave of the game, and basically reset otherwise, is that means you only need 1 200-point P bag in the first palace to get to attack level 4 before the end. Since I didn't get it, I actually have to get the second P bag here, which is on this next guy. Oh, I want attack 3. You want to get attack 4 as fast as you can. Alright, hopefully this is the P bag. Alright, it's not. So I'm going to end up with attack 3. Taking out Horsehead here. This is the boss of Palace 1. A few extra hits at it. That's okay. No problem. Probably should have taken life 2 there. It's okay. Alright. Made it through Palace 1. So the other thing here is, at the gem, you'll fill up your experience all the way to whatever the next level is. So right now I'm only going to get about 42 XP. And I'm going to take life 2. Alright, so 3, 1, 2. I'm going to basically skip all my next levels until I get to attack 4, attack 5. And then I'll get attack 6 at the end of Palace 2, and I won't take any more life or magic levels. It's a little bit more dangerous. If you got attack 4 with getting enough experience out of Palace 1, you can get by with taking magic 2, life 2, and then you're much farther on your way to attack 5. But this is okay. Any type of tournament or competitive play. So there, what I was doing is I picked up the trophy. We're going on the trophy cave here, and I picked it up while I was ducking. And so the boomerangs that came at my ducking hitbox were blocked. It saves it while I'm holding up doing the fanfare. So each town has a life refill, which is that red lady right there, a magic refill, which is the orange old lady, and then there's a spell that you can learn, a magic spell. And every town has some kind of a quest that you go through. Well, most towns have some kind of a quest you go to get the spell before the lady lets you open the door. I went and got the trophy to return it to the lady so that she let me in to talk to the old man in the basement, and now I'm going to learn the jump spell. The only town that does not have a requirement is the first town, which is Shield Town, and she just says there's a lady in every town that will help you. Come on inside and meet my father, or something like that. And the other townspeople also give hints for different areas of the game. Alright, so now we're going to go on and go straight to Death Mountain and pick up the hammer. And I can see in this cave because I have the candle, which we got from Palace 1. I've got to skip all the rest of my levels. There's a blue jar, which most of the time you just kind of ignore. Oh. Oh, okay, whatever. Alright, this town is blocked in this room by requiring the jump spell right here. So you can't progress until you get jump. Alright, so now we're going to go. Alright. Get away! Oh. Encounters, for the most part, you don't want to get. They're just a time waste. And I made it. Okay. This is Bagu. He's going to give you a note that lets you cross the river in the town and progress through the game. You got to sort of find him. There's really not a good way of finding him in that woods. And there's a bunch of forced encounters that you got to work your way through. Ugh. Got me. Alright. Alright, 1106, that's still okay. Alright, so here's that lady coming out of the house is the life spell lady, but I have to do the fetch quest for her, which is going in here and getting a mirror under the table. That dialogue box that popped up says, I found a mirror. And surprisingly enough, it's one, I believe, the only or one of very few times that Link actually speaks in any of the Zelda games. I found a mirror. And you skip right on past it. So here's the life spell. Casual plays, this is one of the most important spells to get in this category. It gets used, but there's a lot of categories that completely skip the life spell. If you don't get hit, then you don't need a life refill. Alright, so I'm going to refill my life and my magic, but I'm going to do it in such a way that I only have to stop at this one lady. Cast the life spell right there, cue it up again, cast it. Yep. Alright. And you still fill up all the way. So that the magic lady fills you basically like 16 bars worth of magic, so you can queue it up and cast a bunch of stuff while it's still refilling, and it'll just keep refilling. Alright, so this is Death Mountain. This is one of the hardest parts of the game, and was a reason that a lot of people put this game down. Let's see if we can do it. Alright, this is going to be... Alright. It's attack 3, most of the large enemies are going to take an extra hit, so it's really a lot harder to race through here. Skip that guy. Oh, it's okay. I wanted beams for this room, though. Oh, okay. Alright, one little hit is fine. I usually get hit in that room anyway. Anytime you're not moving is a time loss, technically. Oh, bot. Oh, these axes. I don't know why I didn't cast life earlier. It's okay. Jump a couple times there. Yeah. Okay. Alright. This guy's gonna be my drop. Oh boy. Alright, well, I got a jar there. Which I suppose is good, considering I was getting hit a bunch. Wow. Alright, so I'll get a refill here on life. I'm going to try to draw, since I still have attack 3, I'm going to draw this guy back. Oh, didn't get him. Okay. Okay. Final part of Death Mountain here. Use our beams wisely. Let me draw this guy back too. There's a red guy here. Alright, got attack 4. Good. Alright. So yeah, attack 3 runs usually end up costing. Yeah, those are only 3 hits now. And I got another P-bag, that's good. Alright, P-bags are good. 4 hits there. Cost me 28 seconds. Roughly. Nope. Gotta skip everything. Alright. So the way that things work in this game, there's points that help you level up your stats. It says right there is the next. You can skip your levels, but if you're at your top level, they force you to pick one of them, so you can't just skip everything and be stuck. You want to level up attack as much as you can at the beginning. Once I get into... There's a specific leveling plan that helps the game go so that you don't have to grind it for experience at all. You make the most out of your end of Palace Gem refills. Oh yeah. I stopped there, so... Oh, it still worked out good. I got stuck on the platform coming out of that cave, so it reset the encounters. The encounters are interesting. The overworld encounters, they have a lot of different patterns and they can be hard to read. You can get used to it, but it's tricky. Alright, so here's a bridge, a couple of bridges here. Just don't need these guys. Skip them. Although I'm a little bit low on XP. I did get a P-bag though. Alright, so here's a bubble bridge with a red diorite on it. Oh, nuts. That's bad. You don't want to waste time on this bridge, because that means these encounters are going to be messed up right here. Yeah, you got me. I'm going to get another one here, probably, or 2. Oh, I could have made it. It's okay. Oop. Nuts. Alright, I'm going to take an encounter on this tile right here, which is going to set up a manipulation that will spawn 6 enemies at the same time and let me get all the way to the cave without taking another encounter. Right? Oh, and I got fairies. Okay. Fairies are the most random overworld thing in the game, and they'll just ruin your day. just get right in your way. There are 2 types of overworld spawns too. So every 16 tiles that you walk on will spawn an enemy, and then there's another one that's timing. It's like 8 seconds or something like that. I don't remember what the actual number is. But the point is that there's 2 different mechanisms that trigger overworld encounters. Grab a 1-up here. And you'll see some manipulations based on that. Okay, got through there. Right there, okay. But they don't spawn when you're walking on the road. So the yellow brick road. Lost a little time there, 5 seconds from the extra encounter. But that's it. So we made it into Fairy Town. Also, you get another sword technique in the game. One of the best overpowered techniques in the game is right here. I can finally pick up... Wait for it. When you jump, press downward to stab. The down stab technique. So now when I'm pressing down, I can stab on enemies. So I can jump over enemies' heads. So there's 2 sword techniques, pressing up, which doesn't work yet, and the down stab. So now the medicine, which I picked up earlier, is the fetch quest for this lady, which is going to give me the fairy spell, which is quite an interesting technique that turns you into a fairy for whatever screen you're on. And you can do things like get across lava pits and get up large vertical inclines. Queue up Fury right away. It helps you avoid enemies. The Fairy also has other interesting techniques. It lets you go through doors without a key. If you have the key, it will unlock the door. But you can also ferry through doors. Alright. Don't do it. Okay. We won't be seeing that at all in this category. It's not allowed. P-bag. Good. Alright, I'm going in this cave, which is Heart Container Cave. Guess what I'm going to pick up here? The other thing Fairy can do, we'll hopefully see in Palace too, is when you pick up an item, you can pick up the item as a fairy and then not wait for the fanfare, so it saves a few seconds that way. Depending on how my experience is and life and everything, I usually do that. Alright, fairies, and he just got me. That's not good. That's gonna completely throw off all the encounter spawn. Oh, I got another fairy encounter. Can I make it? Alright, I made it to the road. I'm just gonna keep going. I don't know what's happening here. Alright, I still got hit. Alright, down stab. Alright, well, that's actually really lucky. Most of the time, the swamp, once you get hit, especially with fairies, it completely throws off all the patterns. But we got lucky. I think I was probably on the road during my 8th step. Alright, let's see if we can do... Alright. This room has a fast strat. I'm going to try it. The no stop. Alright, I got him. Alright. This one's a little scary. Got it. Oh, and I missed the key. Alright, well, except for missing the key, that was pretty good. If you get hit with a hammer or bonk your head, You have to do that room a little differently, but that's always fun when you can pull it off. So I'm just waiting for my experience to get to 2,000. So experience, so the things that I'm thinking about when I'm playing are counting the encounters, counting the large enemies to get a count on where my drop is going to be, and also where my experience level is at. So right now, with killing that guy, my count is at 3. This is going to be 4. And I know because this is attack 3, I'm going to be a little bit short on experience. I'm going to end up having to defeat more enemies. My count, what did I say, 4? This is 5. Take that guy out. Well, less than 1,300 there. Alright, got fairy queued up still, in case I need to cast it. There's the bridge coming up here on the next screen has a bunch of bots on it. Bots are another very odd... Alright, we made that. Nope. Alright. You could get hit and fall into the lava, and you can just ferry out of it if you're lucky. If you queue it up and are ready for it. Alright, this is going to be my 6 count, and it's a pea bag, which I think is what I wanted. Don't need that. Still got full health. Full magic. Count is at 0 again. Take this guy out right away, I guess. Got a little lucky there. I need 1950 before the end in order to have enough experience at the gym to make it to attack 6. Let's ferry out of there. I jumped while ferrying there so that these guys will run away from me. If you don't jump, then they'll just get in your way. Oh, got hit. It's okay. So there's the use of the fairy spell, picking up the glove, the handy glove. The handy glove helps me to break these blocks here. Ooh. Which I'll have to do in order to progress through this palace later on. Okay. Count is at 1, 2. Three. I think 3 is a good number. Skip a bunch of these guys. Oh, come on now. Didn't actually get hurt that much, considering. Alright. Hey, what you doing? I'm practicing. Practicing for my event coming up.
Are you going to the place?
Going somewhere to play this.
Is it that place?
Is it what place?
Oops. Hey, Dad, there was something in that statue.
Not that one. There's nothing in that statue. So some statues have red jars that drop, or enemy red iron knuckles, the red tin suit looking guys. That one does not have it, although it would be really nice if it did. Count was at, what did I say? Oh.
I pizza in the first castle.
Let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4. That was 5, so the next one is the drop.
Didn't get the pea bag.
Nope, didn't need it. So I have enough. 1, 2, 3, 4, and jar. Jar is okay. I need a little more XP. I'm gonna try to get enough for. I should have enough. I didn't actually need that guy.
I need the XP from Minecraft.
Alright, I'm gonna take a level up here.
That's already.
Good. So another thing you got to be careful of is let me just get. This is helmet head. the boss, Helmet Head.
No, Helmet Head is actually not a head. It's not.
So I skipped those levels, so my next says 3,000, so I'm going to get 3,000 experience from this. And that'll bring me to attack 6. And then I'll have to level up to 633 during the next palace. Nope.
Oh yeah, that was definitely something.
Wow, made it really far here. Wow. The dream. Quick tucked back so that I only get the road encounter there. Alright, so now... And I got a fairy, so we're good. Now we gotta go up and get shield. So hopefully after this town, now... I'll have a clean walk all the way to Palace 3. The whole point of this setup is to take Shield Town now, so that the walk to P3 works out with the encounters. There's a specific step pattern that you do.
Oh yeah, I saw you didn't get...
Didn't have shield yet, right?
Red Link.
Yep. Red Link is shield.
Oh.
It's the shield spell to turn him red. And that's the halves the damage to everything that you take.
Well, you can talk to that guy twice. But the second time...
Queue up fairy for the
you will see
P3
a different
entrance.
thing.
Yeah, he just says, "You know everything I have to teach you. Go." If you talk to him again.
Twice?
My count was at 3. Alright, 3 is a good number coming into this palace.
Which color is it?
Alright, let's see if we
you
can do
have the
this.
hammer?
Oh, and I messed it up. Should have waited a little longer. Yeah. Now I'm going to take a bunch of encounters here. Not yet. Just take this one. 3 road encounters. So if you can get through that first guy, there's a big... Yep, this is Palace 3. Do you need to be somewhere right now? Alright, can I make it?
You still dodged it.
There we go.
That was a cool trick. That's annoying.
And, alright, so there's a statue that has a guy in it, which actually is good, because I wanted more... 3, 4, so the count is at 5 right now. Okay, yeah, that counts as a count. Because that's what they decided. I do not want the drop yet. So the next drop, the guy is the drop. I want to get basically to 623 right away. Throw a beam at him. Alright, we should be good now on experience. 623. Luckily, you can, with those, so the blue hammer throwing guys, the Doom Knockers, they don't count toward a large count drop. So I can go ahead and take them out just to get any extra XP, and it doesn't hurt my drop at all.
Can you please have that P-Bag?
It doesn't update my drop counter, so I'm still at 5. And I'm at a perfect amount right now. Sub 100 is where I want to be. Hey, we got him. Got the Mew. These guys are called Mews. You can't hit them with a stab. You have to down stab them. Alright, so I'm going to take this guy out, and he's going to be my drop. I want it to be a jar. Well, I guess it doesn't matter, because I don't need it. I did not want anything.
What's behind that statue?
I didn't want it to P-bag either. Queue up fairy.
Is there anything behind that statue outside?
Hey, we got him through the door. Nice. Nope, there's nothing out there. You can't get to it anyway. Alright.
Can't get to the statue?
Nope, you can't quite reach. These guys on these bridges are really annoying. Alright, so I'm going to get this guy, skip the level up. I got fairy queued up, so I'm going to kill this guy. Cast fairy, take the level up. So now I can pick up the raft without having to wait for the fanfare. And I got full life again. Full magic. Queue up jump for the way back.
Wait. Hey, I've gotten to life too.
You have.
Yeah. I've gotten a pea bag and made it to...
With jump, you can get through here without any worries about these bots for the most part. Just gotta react properly. So, one thing I should mention now is I'm counting, and I have my count at a very specific number. Because I'm trying to set up a specific drop in Palace 5, which is 2 palaces from now.
Oh, Palace 5 is the one that has something behind the block.
It has something behind a block?
Yeah, with those flying around guys.
Okay.
I just remember that. And I remember that Palace 5 has...
Oops, got hit. It's okay.
Wait.
Yep, Palace 5 has green. This one's a red palace.
Yeah, which is 3.
Interesting that in the FDS Japanese version of this game, there are no special palettes for the palaces.
I think you went in Palace.
I don't need that guy. You need 399 XP. No, I didn't. Before the end, the Rebonak, the boss of this palace, says that he gives you 300 XP, but he actually gives you 301 if you count it up. So you need 399 before the boss here. And I'm going to use the easy strat here, the corner strat. Stand on this pixel. Jump over him, and he's right next to the edge. You just jump on his head. Oh, he's not coming. There we go. Easy.
He did when he was about to throw it. Whoa, that was a cool shot.
I'm actually not losing a ton of time. I guess I am, a little at a time. Queue up Fairy again.
Wait, that's the color of the next palace.
The next one's purple.
Yeah.
Alright, let's try to not get hit. Oh, we made it. Nice. Okay, good. I probably could have gone. Alright, we got him. He's the drop, but I don't need it. So I'm trying to, like I said, I was trying to set up a drop in Palace 5. 2 pea bags. And I want that guy or the next one to be the drop in order to properly set it up. So now that I got the drop there, I'm going to set it up and not kill the next guy, which is going to be the next large enemy, which is the Mew at the beginning of Palace 4. So I'm going to skip that Mew, and then I'll be all set up. Alright, we got a Fairy. Hey. Guys going to bed? Oh, he got me. Alright, I gotta be careful here. Oh, and I got hit. Nuts. That's bad. You want me to play Minecraft? So this room is very dangerous without beams. Alright, that one was lucky. This guy's gonna be the question mark. Yeah. That's bad. So, since I got hit, now the encounters are gonna be messed up coming out of here. Hopefully they'll stay away from me. They didn't stay away from me. If you go through that other cave without stopping at all, you can make it all the way through here without any more encounters. Oh, didn't make it. No. Yeah. Yeah. Alright, so I'm just coming in here. This is the next, there's a little kid there. You rescue the kid from the Lizalfos here to do the fetch quest for the next town, which is where you get the reflect spell. That's Palace 4, but we need the reflect spell in order to finish Palace 4, so we're coming all the way back, go to the town, and then we gotta come all the way back to Palace 4. And on our way, we haven't died yet, right? So I'm picking up this one up. This is good. And we're going to wait here. This is called the Dazzle Walk. It's a way of getting all the way through here. Oh, we got a fairy. I'm going to just avoid the fairy. Go up there. Hopefully no more fairies. Yep. They all come at you and you just walk around them. And alright, so we got the encounter skip. This is another set of manipulations. You stab 4 times. And then on the next screen, there's another fixed encounter right above me. They'll come right at me and I just run right into them. Hopefully you won't ever see those fixed encounters. Alright, lost some time there from the encounters, 3 of them, but that's okay. Alright, so now I'm going to waste, this is kind of cool, this is a pallet glitch. There we go. Talk to the lady at the same time. Alright, so this is a trick called Fairy Claws. You duck, cast Fairy, and then you can go down this chimney. Going down the chimney, you have to be pressing down, and you can't change your direction while you're a fairy. But if you're using a direction up or down, when you cast Fairy, it preserves it during the fairy state. Very interesting. That was one of the more recent finds. It was only found, I think, 2 years ago by a gentleman named Highlander. And the stabs were called rep stabs because Rep, one of our other community members, discovered that if you stab a certain number of times, then when you come out of the encounter, the next encounter that happens will either come at you, well, they'll come directly at you. That was known for a long time, but then another runner called Lordo put it to use, where coming out of this town, actually it was just what you saw, where you wait a certain amount of time. In this town, you talk to the sign to waste the right amount of time to get the encounters to come at you the first time, and then you do the stabs to get the second one, just like I did earlier. So this one. Talk to the sign, so it says MOU. That's the perfect amount of waiting for the enemies to come at you. Otherwise, they'll just random walk all over the place. 1, 2, 3, 4, and don't die. Okay. Hopefully that was enough. And the back spawn is the hardest one. That's okay, I got it. Alright. Ah, nuts. Okay, it's okay. Yeah. Nope, don't go down. Going down, they'll track you. Whoa, that's not good. I should just cast life. Alright, back spawn. Alright, got lucky. 2 encounters, okay. That's another big reset, not a reset point, but run killer, I should say. Because you can just get run over by encounters on the way back. There's no good walk. I've spent a little time working on it. Lots of people have. Alright. Queue up jump. I could cast life here, but I'm gonna take a death abuse. Actually, am I? I'm gonna get a life level though really soon. I just have to not get hit before that. I may or may not. This one's gonna be the risky screen here. I might die in here. Let's wait there. Whoa, okay, good. Alright. Palace 4 is usually in speedruns where you use up all your lives. There's a bunch of rooms where you just run all the way to the end of a giant room. Alright, I'm going to skip this MOA for the drop, so now my drop is all set up for Palace 5. Let's see. There's a bunch of rooms where you just run to the end of the room. And then have to get a key and turn around. So you just take a death, you jump in the lava, and you can just death warp back to the beginning of the room and saves about 3 to 3.5 seconds. 3 seconds. Don't need to get any of these guys. Got jump queued up, so I'm going to cast jump here, queue it up again. Get over this gap. This is a makeable jump. It's just a tricky jump. Let's cast jump to worry about it. Cast jump again. Alright, this is one of the first of 3. Oh, and that is not the first time that's happened. Where I tried to jump over that having beeping. Yeah, I get it the second time, of course. It doesn't matter. I was gonna get a life level too. Alright. It's fine. Didn't actually need it, I don't think. That's a drop potential. But if it's a guy, I don't want it. Skip it. Alright, so it's actually no different than if I took the death abuse there. So we're still fine. It's okay. Throw a beam there. Get that guy. He won't ever hit you if you keep walking. Alright, this guy is going to give me my level up to life 4. Yep, and I'm not going to, let's see, 2, 4, I should be fine. I think. 2, 4, I need a blue jar. I'm just gonna risk it. I'm not gonna take any death abuses just in case. Since this is prep for marathon strats. Ooh, that was tricky. I need to just not get hit by the bubble. Which I shouldn't because I'm gonna despawn him. Queue up jump again, I might have already done that. Alright, so I'm gonna just skip this guy. Actually, probably should have gotten him because this guy I want, since I'm not taking the death abuse. This one does not have a guy in it. Alright, that worked. Wasn't sure when he was going to throw. Alright, but there was a skull bubble. Skull bubbles take away part of your magic when they hit you, life and magic. So I'm really on the border. If I need a blue jar in order to get another bar of magic, which I need, and usually these guys will give it to me. Oh, there it is. Alright, so now I have exactly the right amount of magic to finish the palace, or to get at least to the final room where I can take another death abuse and refill my magic. So there's 3 uses for death abusing. Oh, I shouldn't say 3. Speed, and also refilling your life. Life/magic. Mostly magic in this category. Alright. That Wizrobe was nice to me. Alright. I am done with the right side of the palace entirely. So now we're going to pass the entrance, bottom of the elevator of the entrance, and go to the left side of the palace and finish it up. You're getting the boots, which lets you walk on certain water tiles. Jump over that guy. Okay. I don't think so. And also, yeah, okay. There we go. Now we should be all set up for experience. Oof, little lag there. Final Minecraft room. Which is what we call these. Lovingly. Make these stairs to get through pretty fast. So actually with the first one having died in that room, and I'm going to have to take this one to well, I'm going to check for a jar. If I get a jar, I won't take the death abuse. This is the final lava room. It's just got these flying heads though. Which can, if you get them in the right pattern like this, they're good. Alright, gotta take the death. Queue up reflect. You need 5 bars of magic at magic 3 to cast reflect, and the final boss, Karok, you can only damage him by reflecting. It's like a big Wizrobe. You can, the only way to, even those guys, the only way to beat them is to reflect their spell back at them with the reflect spell. This is kind of how I'm expecting the run to go at the marathon. Not awful, but certainly not like record pace. It's not PB pace for sure. First of all, attack 3 is going to be almost guaranteed. The chances of that initial P-bag dropping or getting both of the ones in Palace 1 are not very good. Alright, I'm going to cast Reflect here. Oh, yeah. There's nothing you can do. You just stand here and reflect. Alright. Usually I count to see how many ones I miss. This is actually really good. This is completely RNG. Yeah, I lost 30 seconds here. 24. Alright, so I'm going to cast Jump. Alright, so all the counting for the whole last 2 palaces are all for this. Alright, so the beginning of Palace 5, there's a trick that's called Eco Key. It's not pixel perfect, but it's fairly precise. You don't have a lot of wiggle room. And if you miss it, you have to cast Fairy, and the intended strat is to cast Fairy. And circle back for a key, but Eco Key lets you damage boost up to onto a platform using the jump spell, and then you're only using 2 bars of magic instead of 5, or whatever it is. You only get 1 shot at it, though. So if you miss, you gotta cast Fairy, and then the drop setup that I was working on all along was simply so I could get a drop right after this in case I fail. But let's see if we can get it. And we got it. Alright, so no worries. There's the other reason for getting the drops is, in a certain spot is just knowing where it is. It's just nice knowing where it is. If you miss the jump, like if you get hit by that skull bubble and you miss getting on the platform, you have to cast Fairy to get up there. And we got a P-bag. Alright. Kind of want a jar there, but either one is fine. If you miss the jump, you have to cast Fairy, and that's jump plus Fairy is worth your entire magic bar. And you need jump in this room to get up to the key fast enough without having to wait for all the blocks, so it's basically useless. There we go. There we go. It's pretty good. Yeah. So if you miss, let me cast Life here. Let me get the level up though, because I got the Fairy. I could have skipped it, I guess. I'm sorry. So I got the P-bag on the drop, and so you level up there. That's the backup. Is if you oh, that was close. If you miss the Fairy, you need to level up to fill up your magic. It's the only way, but it's close enough that you can just take out one of those Magos, the fire-throwing guys, because they're all right there. No, I'm just preparing for the event that I'm going to. So I'm trying to do the commentary now, see how it goes. Yes, I'm recording talking right now. And just to see, the commentary is when I'm playing, me or someone else is going to have to explain what's happening to everybody. And I'm trying to work on doing it while I'm playing. I'm just practicing the commentary. Yep. Alright. Okay, so now the rest of the game after that is sort of just knowing where to go. Palace 5 is a complete maze. You gotta know where you are. The hidden wall. Alright, so I took out one of those guys. That's good. You don't need to... well... whoa. You need 1 Mago to have enough experience for the rest of the palace. Which I got now. With the P-bag earlier... normally I would cast Fairy there to pick that up, but I'm just gonna save it in case I get cornered by a Mago. Mago? These fire-throwing wizard guys? These guys. Those are called Magos. They can just spawn randomly on the screen whenever it's their turn to spawn. Alright, so we made it through. Okay, so 547, we're in good shape experience-wise. I don't want too much experience, though. Yep.
It's
If I have too much, then I'm going to get the level up too soon, which I don't want. I basically don't want to kill any more Magos at all. My count is at 5, so since I know exactly where my drop is, the Magos also do not count toward your drop counter, so you don't have to worry about them. This is going to be my drop here, and I want it to be a jar, which if it's a P-bag, I don't want it. I'm not sure. I'm making this video partially. There's one guy that was talking about maybe doing it, so I'm making this video so that he knows what to say. Yeah, I will when I'm done. Yep.
you should do some Minecraft videos.
Good. You got to do it on this computer though. This is my streaming computer. All right, so let's see. Yeah, Roblox is on here. Alright, since I didn't kill a Mago in this room, I can just walk under this bubble. Whoop. If you kill one of these Magos on the way, then, oh, I missed! Shucks. Alright, I got hit, that's okay. It's only a little bit of life. I guess, should I bother casting life? I don't know. What? I don't know which one you're talking about. Oh, that's okay. No, that one's alright. I could have gotten that guy, but I don't want to, because it's too much XP. Yeah, it's okay. Alright. Going down here to get the last key in Palace 5. Guarded by this blue guy. Alright, that was a good pickup. I probably should have gotten the jar. I don't know why I didn't. There's a jar on the way back. Maybe I'll pick it up right now. Get that block. Alright, let me get it right now. I guess I can cast life. Might as well just have beams, huh? It's a time loss, but... Oh, I missed it. Look at all that lag. Look at that lag, yeah. It's because it was doing all those hammers and dropping the jar, and I was picking it up and it had to show the beam. Alright. It's just a lot to process. Alright, so shield. Let's see if we can do the quick kill on Guma here. And we didn't. Wow, he just ran off the screen, didn't he? Alright, that was pretty slow. Okay. Guma's interesting. You can get into his hitbox, like through his helmet. His helmet actually doesn't even hurt you. You jump into his hitbox and then you just start downstabbing him, and you can take him out really fast. I was trying to do that, but he just ran off screen. Alright, so I want to pick up this. This is a heart piece, heart container. Yeah, we're good on experience. You can't, since it's ticking up so much to get to 9,000, you want to exit this screen. This is part of this routing change. You pick up only so much XP so that you take the levels in the town here, and there's no fanfare during the level up screen. So this should be a lot longer. You can get through it really fast. There's 4 level ups here. So 866 is what I want. And then I'll take Magic 7 at the end of the next palace, which will set me up for 886, finishing the game. Alright, here's the fetch quest for this is to go over to this fountain, which is like 20 feet from her front door, and give her some water. Call her the laziest lady, water lady in Hyrule. So lazy she can't even be bothered to walk 20 feet away to get some water for herself. Instead, she asks the hero of Hyrule to get it for her. And what you get as a reward? Nearly the most useless spell in the game, the fire spell. We do use it on 1, maybe 2 rooms. If I'm lucky, I'll use it on the 2nd room. Alright, so now we're coming back. So this one is another one where I'm going to do some stabs and hope to get through these enemies. 1, 2, 3. I think that was right about right. Alright, this is a little tricky. Alright, that's good. Oh, back spawn, we got it. Easy. Alright. There's forced encounters right here that are very... these ones. There's 3, and you can get through the first one by taking an encounter, but it's a little tricky. But by doing that manipulation, queue up fire here. First use of the fire spell. First and possibly only. Oops, don't slow down. Just tank damage here, because you're going to another town. Alright, so now the next part here, this is normally a good place to grind, is in this forest if you had to grind, but we don't have to. Nope. I don't know if I should have done there. You want to try and slink through these enemies as best as you can. I'm going to get another one right here. Oh, back spawn, nice. Okay. Alright, well, I was hoping to get a jar drop, but I missed the first guy. That means this one's going to be the drop. And we got it! Nice. So now I don't have to stop at the magic lady in the town here. This is the new Kasuto, or the hidden town of Kasuto. This was a barrier also for many people, not knowing that the hammer has a second use. It's not just breaking blocks, but it's also knocking over trees. And you had to know that in order to get to this town, which is required to complete the game. So, it took me a long time to figure this out, but I did. Alright, so when you're in this town, we're going to come down here. There's no... I guess the condition here, he gives you the spell. Finding the town is the condition. The magic word, spell. They couldn't come up with anything more creative than that. The spell. The spell. So now we're going to keep going through to the town. There's 2 more things to pick up in this room. The first one, very nice. Let's do a little pose. You cast a spell, and then the temple comes up, or whatever that is, and pick up the master key. So that's the dragon or the lion's key or whatever, the master key for all the keys in the game. So you don't need to pick up keys anymore. The only keys even left in the last palace, the only keys that there are, drop from the mid bosses, which there are in Palace 6. And you just have to pick them up in order to progress. The game has logic so that you have to pick up the key first. This lady won't let you in, so the other issue here is you need to get this is a magic container. Oops, I didn't cast fairy, it's okay. You need to get this last magic container in order to get the final spell. This is the fetch quest for the final spell in the game, which we'll get after Palace 6. But in order to get that, you have to get all the magic containers, all the other magic containers. So the fetch quest is basically completing 100% of the rest of the game. Yeah, what was that? Yeah, no, you can't. You have to knock it over first. You can't just run into the trees there. You have to build it with the... Alright, so... Oh, man. 2 hits there. Do a couple stabs. Let's see if that makes a difference. Oh, yeah. Got the first link. Almost got the second one. He was already starting to move, unfortunately. But we got pretty far down here. Oh, okay, we got it. Alright, heart. One encounter there is pretty good. It's alright. Not good, but it's fine. Alright. 3-Eye Rock Palace. Blow the whistle there. Enter the palace. Alright. Yep, that's what that's called. Palace 6. Alright, so now we're in Palace 6. A lot of this game is just skipping encounters or doing the best you can to not get extra time. You know, just time loss that... You got the master key, yep. I'm going to take a damage boost here to get over this. I like that damage boost. The ceiling walk, yeah, that'll be later. Alright, so come over here. This is going to be the cross is the item that we get in this palace. We're going to get that right now. These guys are kind of random here. That guy's always going to be in the same spot. This is called hot strats. Boom, got him. Break that block as you're walking, and then the bubble doesn't chase you. Alright, 4-tile jump, got it. I did queue up jump, right? Yeah. Alright, so this one, there's a hole in the ground. I think it's this one. Ooh, I almost fell down. Alright, so got through the gap. I miscounted. You fall down and then you gotta go all the way around and come back. Alright, here's the first mid-boss. This is a Rebonak refight. Let's see if we can do a quick kill on him. Nope. Alright, that's alright. Close enough. Yeah. Alright, cross. This, yeah, so the cross lets you see invisible enemies, which basically means there's the floating eyeball heads, the MOAs, like the flying ghosts. They, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, jump. You can't see them, so they're completely invisible, unless you have the cross to see them. And they're in all through Valley of Death, which is the final overworld area before the final palace, and also in the town where you get the final spell. They're floating around in there. You can't see them otherwise. Oh, you got me. It's fine. It's fine. That was actually one hit is alright. Don't want to get hit. So one thing I didn't explain. Alright, this is ceiling walk chance. If you clip into this corner... Oh, I think I got it. If you get it right... Yeah, I did. Nice. It's like technically out of bounds or whatever, but it's allowed in this category. It just lets you skip that door. I'm going to cast fire in a second. Oh, man. Whoa, that was close. It's supposed to let me... not get through that room without stopping, but I missed him on the first pass, so he didn't get hit. I got him on the second pass, but since I missed him the first time, it didn't count. Alright. Fairy spell, I need to not get hit by these guys. There's a way of getting through here. Alright, made it. Alright. There's also kind of some mazes here. Rooms you don't have to go into. Okay, here's the second Rebonak refight. The one thing I didn't explain is the jackhammer technique, which I'll explain in a second. Alright, that was okay. One of the reasons that the downstab is so broken is... See how I can just change my sprite quickly? They programmed the downstab to be active only when the sprite was changed. Did I change? Yeah, okay. And so if you keep... So it lets you quickly switch between just spamming the down button. And you can just quick in a lot of hits. Alright, so here's... I'm going to do the easy one cycle here. Oh, got him. Alright. So there is a way of jackhammering the boss there. Oh, it clipped into the ground there. That's kind of neat. Queue up Fairy here. Alright. So I'm going to get Magic 7 here and then skip it. The reason I did it in this order is I'm going to take Magic 7 and then end up with 5,500 and the next Magic level is 6,000. So all I need is 500. And that's just enough so that I can make it all the way to hopefully the end of the game. Right before the final bosses. And level up and not have to refill my magic any other way. Alright, so here's the final spell. If you didn't find all the magic containers, including the one that was hidden, you couldn't get this spell. But now you can. Alright, and so I got the cross so I can see the MOAs floating around outside this town. Alright, let's see if we can do these bridges now. I'm going to try to walk them. If I get hit, then I'll cast Fairy. Alright. If I get hit, then I'll just cast Fairy. Hopefully I won't, because then I don't need to... Yeah. Alright, looks like we're good. Alright, we made it. Nice. So now I don't have to get... there's a jar coming up here that I don't have to... Oh, and I forgot to stab. Oh, I was moving good. Got lucky. Alright. So I don't have to get the jar that was over there. Okay, made it. Oh, nuts. Alright. Alright. These are all forced encounters that you do not want to walk through. So you basically have to take these encounter skips. Oh, I got hits. That's alright. Oh, nuts. Missed the jump button. I can do that right now. Spell turns them into bots. Yeah. Alright, so... I got hit, so that's... This is a dangerous part of the game. Get through Max. Call that guy Scorpion Max. I actually am really low on XP here. Alright, good. Just take those guys out. Spell. Backup strat. Alright. Don't need this guy. I want to be at as close, right around 59. 50, I'd like to have a little more but that's okay. Alright, so we made it to Great Palace. Final Palace. We're able to enjoy this nice changed up music. These guys also hurt pretty bad. I basically skip everything. We want to skip as many enemies as we can. Alright. I'm going to have to get at least some things, because my experience is a little low. I want to be at like 59, 50, or what I want to do is work through the palace so that I have 59.95 or 59.90 before the final drop. Oh, got hit. That's okay. But I can make it through there. These guys take away your points though, which I don't want to lose right now. Alright, good. Alright, this guy might come at me. Yeah, okay, that's alright. He jumped over me, it's good. Alright. Over net 5,900 now. I still have one extra life, which hopefully I don't have to use. Oh, nuts. Okay, that was good. Drop, yeah. Alright, I'm gonna try for this jar, which I shouldn't do. I'm just gonna keep going here. Alright, this room is interesting. This is called the Beakula room, which this guy is just completely unpredictable. Oh, we made it through. One. I still have a life cast. I probably should cast it pretty soon. Okay, good. Alright, good. Made it through him. That guy's really the last, well, I shouldn't say the last guy that I needed to worry about, but alright, so I'm gonna have to take out this chicken here. Or I should have enough. I'll just take him out. It'll be... He's 200 XP. Oh, I should have cast life first. Oh well. Well, we got 3 heart bars. Life bars. Let's see if we can make it through to the end here. King Bot. Take him out with an upstab. If I had more health, or more points, I would have taken my level up on those guys. They're worth 10 each. Alright, so I got jump queued up. This is the real final boss, or the first of the final 2. This is Thunderbird. Cast Reflect to shrink your hitbox. See how we can do this. Cast Thunder. Oops. Oop, dead. I got hit another time. I took another... I hit him again, and it stopped my momentum, so I couldn't get out of the way. Alright. See, and then you do it without getting hit, of course. Alright, and just for fun... Alright, we got through Thunderbird, and then finally Dark Link. The final boss of the game. We cast Fire. Just for fun. It doesn't hurt him. This is just, you have 1 bar of extra magic, and let's get through here. There's like a little pattern that he does if you do it right, which I didn't. Go, and time. 78:38. So timing ends when you stop moving after defeating Dark Link. And that's Zelda 2. I can't think of anything else that I necessarily need to explain. That final palace is really a huge... Please stop. It's really a huge maze. You can go the wrong way and end up in a place that you have to basically backtrack all the way to the beginning to get back. There are ways of getting through alternate Great Palace, but it's like a damage boost to get up onto the ceiling. Otherwise, you just go through it the way that I was doing it. You go left first, and then all the rest right until the end. And then yeah, other than that, just learning how to skip all the enemies. So this is a 78 that I got. World record is 73:46, so 5 minutes faster than that. A good time in this, usually most people that are becoming intermediate level, advancing through is, you want to try to set a goal to be sub 80, so anything under 1 hour and 20 minutes is good. So 78 is a decent time here. No. Right, that's it. I'm going to let this go through to the final, press OK to continue, and then that'll be it. If there's anything else that you wanted to question or know about, just hit me up on Discord. Hang on. Yeah, just wait. I'm not quite ready. You got a new watch? Nice. There we go. Alright.